What's up, everyone? I have 5 NBA trends that are active for today's games. I'm going to get right into those. And as always, I will start by saying please never make a bet based on a single trend. If you are using trends as part of your handicapping process, and if you're watching this video, I have to assume that you are. What I recommend you do is that you look at what you feel are the relevant trends for each game and then weigh those relevant trends out and see if they weigh out more heavily on one side or the other. For this first trend, we're going to look at the Miami Heat, and we're going to go back to last season. And we're going to look at them when they were playing an opponent whose winning percentage is between 25 and 37%. We will hit the SDQL button, and you'll see that Miami is 2-12-1 against the spread, losing to the spread by an average of 5.5 points per game. And you can see that this is active tonight when the Heat visit the Bulls. So let's go right into trend number 2. And guys, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell for notifications so that you are notified as soon as I drop one of these trend reports on this channel. For this next trend, we're going to look at the Charlotte Hornets. We're again going to go back to last season when they are at home, and the posted total for the game is between 231 and 236. We'll hit the SDQL button, and you'll see that the over-under is 0-8, no overs, 8 unders. These games stayed under by an average of nearly 8.5 points per game. You can see that this even included an overtime game as the first game in this scenario. So if we look at the overtime period from that game, you can see that there were 19 points scored in the overtime. So that would affect this margin by probably around 2.4 points per game. So that would make this under margin actually closer to 11 points per game on average. And this is active tonight with the Hornets hosting the Celtics. Our next trend, we're going to stay in the same game. Before I get to it, please hit that thumbs up to like this video. I would really appreciate that. We're going to stay in that Hornets-Celtics game. This time we're going to look at the Celtics. Again, we're going to go back to last season. We're going to look at them when they're facing an opponent that is averaging an opponent's field goal percentage allowed of 48% or more on the season. And the line for this game is between -6.5 and -12. We'll hit the SDQL button. You can see the Celtics are a perfect 14-0 straight up, 14-0 against the spread, covering the spread by an average of about 5.3 points per game. Now, with these basketball trends, I normally like the margin to be more than 2 possessions or more than 6 points. We don't have that here, but we're close, and I have what I feel is a good sample size of 14 games. And you can see that this is active tonight with the Celtics visiting the Hornets. So for trend number 4, and guys, if you have any trends that you would like me to look up for tonight's games, drop them in the comments, and I will try to get to them some point this afternoon. If you have any trends that you found that are active for today's NBA games, please share those in the comments as well. We would all love to see them. For this next trend, we are going to look at the Chicago Bulls. We're going to go back to October 21st of 2022. We're going to look at them when they're playing an opponent from the Southeast Division when the total for the game is set at 227 or less. We'll hit the SDQL button. You can see that the over-under is 0-13. No overs, 13 unders. And not only do we have a really good sample size of 13 games, but look at this margin. These games stayed under by an average of exactly 17 points per game. Gotta love that margin. And you can see that this was active 3 times this season already, and the games went under by 25.5, 15.5, and 13 points. And it was active 2 days ago when the Bulls hosted the Heat in the first of these 2 meetings. It stayed well under. Let's see if it will stay under again tonight. Again, because of that low output in that last game of 199 points, the odds makers have lowered the total for this game tonight. But with the margin being what it is for this trend, I still like its chances of staying under that total, but we shall see. Now, to end the video, and before I get to my last trend of the day, another 3-0 day in the NFL yesterday. I know this is an NBA video, but my NFL has been killing it this year. We've cashed 68% on all NFL plays this season. We're up 35.3 units. You can get an NFL package today at dbbets.com. I'm going to take you over there right now to show you that not only can you get that, but we also have another special deal going on over there at WagerTalk. It's a Thanksgiving Day 7-day special. A 7-day all-access pass is normally $99, but right now you can get that for just $69, so you save $30 or 30%. It works out to just under $10 a day for my strongest plays, and you can get that now. Don't miss out right there at dbbets.com. If you want an NFL package, because we are killing it in the NFL, cashed. And 2 weeks ago, my 5% max bet was the 49ers. They crushed the Jaguars 34-3. Yesterday, my 5% max bet was Buffalo. Buffalo crushed the Jets. I believe it was 32-6 or something like that. Just killing it in the NFL. I'm on a 7-0 streak in football with 5% max bets. So if you scroll down the right side of my page at dbbets.com to where it says football, select a package here. You can get 30 days of NFL. You can get the rest of my NFL through the Super Bowl. You can throw in the college football as well. Take advantage of that now. We don't have, football season's winding down. We're on the backside of the season. So take advantage now while you can at dbbets.com. Now, this last trend of the day isn't actually a trend. I call it a league-wide angle. A trend, to me, points to a specific team. This does not. This is league-wide. This is if X, Y, and Z parameters are met, this is the result. And several different teams are going to qualify at different times. So you won't see a team parameter in this query. We're going to go back to March 18th of this year. So basically the tail end of last season. We're looking at favorites where the line is greater than -7, which actually means they are favored by less than -7. Where their previous points and their previous points were greater than or equal to 115. So our favorite basically scored 115 or more points in their last 2 games. Then we have previous opponents' points and previous opponents' points greater than or equal to 115. So that means that they allowed their last 2 opponents to score 115 or more points. And the team they're facing today, their opponent in their previous game, they scored 120 or more points. So that's the scenario we've got. We've got a favorite of less than -7. When they are off back-to-back games where both teams scored 115 or more points, and they're facing an opponent that scored 120 or more in their previous game. And we'll hit the SDQL button. And this league-wide angle you can see is 0-12 against the spread. They lost to the spread by an average of about 13.1 points per game. Here you can see the average line for these favorites was -2.5, but they lost straight up by about 10.5 points per game on average. And you can see one game qualifies tonight, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. So this league-wide angle, because you can see if you look under the team column, several different teams have qualified at several different times going back to March 18th. This is the first time the Timberwolves are qualifying in this system. And it's this, so this system 0-12 is actually telling you to fade the Timberwolves and back the New York Knicks tonight. And that, guys, will do it for my NBA trend report here for Monday, November 20th. Again, if you've got any trends that you want me to look up, drop them in the comments. If you have any you found for tonight's NBA games, drop those in the comments as well. Don't forget to head over to dbbets.com, take advantage of that 7-day Thanksgiving special, and or grab an NFL package because we're killing the NFL this season. And as always, guys, best of luck on all of your wagers today.